tail end of the series. Spawning in the top right corner of the map is going to be the red Terran player Reality, playing for Samsung Galaxy.
The bottom left, as the blue Terran, it's Ryung, playing for
Team Extreme Supremacy.
Yeah, that one.
I actually had a little bit of beef with this team recently, and there's a point about this I want to bring up, not because it's worth bashing one guy, so I'll leave his name out of it, but I actually had apparently what I thought was just like a nobody, but their CSGO manager extremely upset at us the other day, tweeting about how it was really disrespectful to the French people that we had like still done broadcasting during the atrocities that happened in Paris recently. And I gotta say, just like on that comment, like if we had not actually done anything, if we had just stopped our lives because of that, that's kind of what like the whole idea of terrorism is, to scare people into not doing your regular routines, to have societies shut down, etc. So, I mean, Team Extreme Supremacy, I'm trying not to be too salty about. I got things resolved with them pretty quickly, but I was really shocked to see that sort of behavior, frankly. And I really hope that that was limited to one guy, because I love Ryung, and I don't want to see him tainted by this team he's joined.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it.
But they're the people getting cut, because Beastie, I actually didn't even know Beastie Cutie's been on that team for a while. I had no clue, by the way.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I always thought that it was just like a clan, you know, like.
Oh no, they've got multiple teams and multiple games.
Right, yeah. But whenever I saw it on BC Cutie's clan tag or whatever, I just thought it really was just a clan, like a small group of pro gamers he probably hung out with. What was that group that all the Korean pro gamers were on? It was named after someone.
Oh, I know what you're
Alive.
The Alive clan, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless, though, love Ryung. His TvT has been looking better in Legacy of the Void than it ever has in Heart of the Swarm. He's one of these players like Semper who just they got better with Legacy, and I like Ryung in the first place, so I'm really happy to see that that's the case. But yeah, sadly with Axiom shutting down recently, joined Team Extreme Supremacy, so at least he's still got a team to support him, and hopefully we'll see him do well here in what is soon to be 2016.
Yeah. Timmy Jimmy time.
Yeah, Crotail resubbed earlier as well. I'm sorry, I've actually been missing a ton of resubs today, guys. I don't know what it is. I'm just not on the ball with it. But Timmy Jimmy Time, thank you very much for the 20-month resub. This is what I was talking about earlier. We don't get a lot of new subs. We have today, which is kind of odd, but we do get a lot of really big-time resubs, which is awesome. So thank you, Timmy Jimmy Time.
Yeah. All right, so this game, not much has happened. Marines are pushing out, oddly enough. Like, only 4 of them is a bit odd to see. Usually these are spreading out to check areas or just staying at home in case your opponent is going for a banshee or something.
Why would you push into the grass like this? Reality.
Wanted to bait, I guess, for the Cyclone. Would have been a free Hellion kill.
Yeah, the context of how fast a Cyclone is really doesn't really hit you until you see it running next to Hellions. 4.72 for a ground unit is pretty damn quick.
Hmm. Oh, Hellions are going to try and bypass the Cyclone that is looking for exactly this, you know, a drop, army moving out. It's going to miss both, though. Now, Reality is still on one base, so the Hellions probably won't do too much damage, although it's on a wall, so they could run in. Ooh.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the drop, this wouldn't be so bad, but running up through that ramp on top of it could get really nasty for Reality. Ryung coming in with I mean, his command center on location is gonna be really nice for him, but this drop, if he can get any damage done, will be great, but questionable whether it can.
Pairing up with the Hellions might be his best bet, which is kind of what he was looking to do. More reinforcers are out, though, for Reality, and I think the time has passed.
I think he really wanted to try and keep that from landing quite a bit longer, but that Cyclone is actually really scary. This is kind of going back to the other 3 TvTs we've seen today. We see a Cyclone in just about every series, and we're seeing a lot of good use for it. Not to go for mass Cyclone, but just one is a really nice catch-all early on for the medevacs. 2 Cyclones were focused in the medevac for a second. They will pick it off. Nicely done. And now can drive back the army in the middle of the map. Ryung in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, kind of. He is... It's not like a lot of army for either player right now, but drastically less so for Ryung. Viking on the ground, a Hellion, a couple Marines. He's at the risk of losing a lot of SCVs.
The auto turret not going to help out nearly as much as I think they were hoping. He almost gets that second Cyclone. That Cyclone went down. There's more management for Ryung, but sadly, he will lose, and Reality will move on to the brackets. bit quick